Well, listen, as I said, I'm at the point where I'm abusing your time. So I'm going to, well, I do this all the time. We get into these conversations. I feel like we're leaving a lot in our pockets and not putting it on the table. So I'm going to invite the three of you back for a part 2 at some point where we can get into some more of the detail that we intended to. But we do need to wrap it up for now. So I'll ask each of you to sort of just give me some pithy nuggets of wisdom, some parting shots as we wrap things up. And Robert, I'll start with you since you're largest on my screen.
Great. Yeah, thanks again for inviting me to the forum. This has been a great forum to talk about what Providence is doing, as well as where the field is going. This is it's an exciting time to be in oncology research, and especially in the vaccine area. I would say that one thing is that I think we're going to make a lot of progress in late stage disease over the next few years. Whether it's a common antigen approach, a tumor-associated antigen, or a truly personalized vaccine, but I would, the nugget that I would say is that, with this new modality and our better understanding of the immune response, I would caution the entire field not to ignore the possibility of a preventative vaccine as well, where we're looking at maybe a handful of, either overexpressed proteins or known mutations that come up very commonly in a particular cancer type, like ovarian or breast, in particular, or, something like, in lung with the EGFR mutations, where we could actually maybe, people that are high risk, that we could both, we could vaccinate them years before a cancer ever shows up and, stops it from ever showing up. You go back to the old adage, that prevention is worth a pound of therapy, right? So an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of therapy. So don't ignore that part of the cancer immunology possibility.
Interesting. Yeah, perhaps hints of what's to come from Providence. I won't speculate. I won't speculate, but we'll throw that out there. Peter, parting shots for us.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. No, I really enjoyed this conversation, and I look forward to part 2, as you say. I would encourage people to go and look at HDT Bio website, if I can plug that, and look at our ideas and our pipeline there. I would say that I think looking to the future a little bit, I think I agree with Robert. Preventative vaccines will probably be a reality within the near to mid future. We're also looking at biomarkers, the importance of biomarkers for approval. And for as clinical trial endpoints that will allow for development being easier. I would also colorectal cancer, I think, is one of those areas too where we can see a really good need for preventative. Maybe after one polyp removal or something like that, prevent recurrence and formation of advanced disease. And I think also our vaccines have a really good chance for diseases for which there are currently no really good therapies at all, such as pancreatic cancer, of course, which has a tremendous early mortality rate at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thanks, Peter. Joe, last word.
Thanks, Matt. And yeah, this was a fantastic conversation. Thank you, Peter and Robert, for the great comments that you've made. I won't repeat all the visionary comments you've put out there, but maybe looking forward for part 2, my part would be to say, let's work together to make this happen for patients. Unfortunately, there are enough of them out there for all of us. Let's not see each other as competitors, but work together, share our science, share our learnings, because that is how we can improve both the biology and the technical aspects that we started to get into here. And then we can really, make good to the promise of what this modality can truly do, whether that's ultimately prevention or even prevention of recurrence or therapeutic benefit. But I would encourage us more to think in consortia or whatever else it might be out there that leverage all the deep profiling information that we have now, all the biomarker data, the TME understanding that is out there. Let's share and work together to make this happen for patients.
Well, I can't think of a better way to wrap things up, Joe. That was very, very thoughtful, and I appreciate it. Thank you to the three of you for joining us. And again, I recognize that we didn't get to everything. I would love to have you back, get you involved in some more programming with Bioprocess Online, and as long as you're willing, we'll do that. We'll make plans. But thank you for joining us. Thank you to our audience for asking some great questions. I realize we didn't get to all of those either, but we'll do our best to follow up. As a reminder, within 24 hours, this presentation will be available on demand. And I encourage you to use the same link that you used to register for today's event to view that and share it with your colleagues. Block out 11 a.m. Eastern Time on July 18th for our next Bioprocess Online live discussion, where we'll dig into process development efficiencies for complex therapeutic antibodies. And if you're looking to learn more about the ongoing evolutions in the mRNA space, be sure to follow my colleague Anna Rose Welch. She's director of our Cell and Gene Collaborative here at Life Science Connect. Follow her on LinkedIn for her latest writings on ATMPs, including mRNA, and to check out her new video series, ARW on RNA. Recent episodes make some creative connections between the mRNA industry and non-scientific things, cultural things like Harry Potter, the Game of Risk, and violin making, among other things. She's quite creative with her analogies, so you'll want to check her out. In the meantime, thanks for tuning in and have a great week.